Hey, we're talking about Cucuy Fest. Up next on Geek Out SA. Do not attempt to adjust your YouTube video. We control the stream. And welcome back to Geek Out SA. It's Friday and we're having fun. We have a guest.
Yay!
We have Joe back.
Joe!
I'm back.
We've had Joe before.
Yeah.
And Joe's a lot of fun to have on because he actually talks. Like, we've had guests before that kind of freeze.
Yeah.
It's a little intimidating, I think, to be live because
Oh,
you're
yeah, for
afraid,
sure.
like, what you're going to say or do or whatever. But, yeah.
They see the camera and it's like, oh no.
You're one of the great ones. So that's a good thing.
So, but there's a specific reason why we have him on here today.
Yes. So I kind of I saw a couple of things. I saw some stuff on TikTok.
Yes.
That it was something that you hadn't planned at first, or had this been planned?
No, it wasn't planned. So I wanted to come up with something like really fun, like a fun saying for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what do we always say all the time? And we're like, kukui, kukui, kukui. And me and my kids were like, oh, it's kukui season. So I made a TikTok video. I did it at Spirit Halloween. And I said, I want to see if people will catch on to this. Sure enough, people caught on to it. And then like later on down the road, a couple friends of mine were like, wouldn't that be great if there was like a Cucuy festival? And I was like, bro, you know what? I'm going to just throw it out there. Let's see if anybody would like bite to the vendors, for vendors. And it just snowballed. I was like, uh-oh, I got to go through with this. So here we are. Tomorrow is the big day. The weekend starts tomorrow. We'll be at Jefferson's Bodega for day 1 from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then we'll be at La Esquina Food Truck Park for day 2. And that's from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m.
So it's 2 days at 2 different places.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you, why did you decide to do it in 2 different locations?
Well, you know, at first, when day 1 happened, I got reached out by the other guys, and they were just kind of like, well, why don't you do it here? And we're kind of going back and forth, and I said, well, what if I just did like a day 2? But it kind of worked out for me in the end because, you know, Jefferson's Bodega is on the west side, La Esquina is on the south side, and I said, it's perfect because now we get to showcase vendors from the west side and the south side,
That's
right?
nice. Yeah.
And I said, this is great because, you know, it's a unique situation because now we'll get to showcase what both sides of town are, and we'll get some people to come by and check it out.
So are you going to have the trick-or-treating on both days? Like, are you having the costume contest? Because I saw that there was a costume contest
Yes.
and there's trick-or-treating. Is that both days at both locations?
So with any big festival, anything can happen. And so unfortunately, we didn't get enough candy for both days, but we're going to be doing trick-or-treating for day 1. We'll still have our Halloween costume contest for both day 1 and day 2. So those are still a go. But yeah, unfortunately, no trick-or-treating day 2. We have like 30 plus vendors for day 2, so I don't know if I can afford that candy.
That's a lot of candy.
You know, you just have to ask the vendors to each bring some and have trick-or-treating at their booths. I bet that they would be willing to
Yeah,
do
I think I could have done that, but I was just so overwhelmed.
Like for next year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Vincent and I have done the convention thing, and
Because it helps them. It helps people come to their.
but it actually brings people. So it's something that they've done before on the DL that maybe they don't want us giving away the secret, but they will oftentimes have candy because it will lure kids over. And when parents get lured over with their kids and their kids like, oh, mommy, I want that, I want that, I want that, then the parents will spend money.
So
it's a secret
vendors,
vendor
make
trip,
sure you have
so-
stuff for kids.
Yeah, so hopefully they'll have some. Maybe you can send out a last minute thing and say, hey, just in case. And then Vincent and I have some candy for you.
Yes, thank
also,
you so
you can have
much.
a little bit more because, you know, being a teacher, I had to like make sure the children have candy.
Yeah, I at least wanted day 1 for there to be trick-or-treating. I was like, oh, okay, day 2's fine. I don't,
Nice.
you know, it's fine with me, so.
So what can people expect the first day?
Yeah, so the first day, I mean, of course, it's your typical vendor pop-up situation, right? But we're going to have DJs. We're going to have Alamo Melts, which my buddy is who's here with me today. They're going to be feeding everybody. And then we're going to have the costume contest and the trick-or-treating. I think I said that already. Jesus Christ. But we're also going to be making a few announcements tomorrow. And one of them is we're going to be giving our first ever Chancla Academy Latina Award, Latina of the Year Award. We're going to be giving that to Mady Gomez and the one and only Erica Prosper. If you don't know who she is, the mayor's wife will be there to present that award. And then we'll be announcing our Latino Film Festival that we're going to name after my really good friend, Rolando Molina, which starts next year. So
Cool.
Wow, amazing.
Very nice.
So I know we didn't have enough room for Joseph, right?
Yes.
To be over here. I saw him on your Instagram. He was on Ken's with you, right? Or no,
Fox.
Fox with you. Yeah, with Eddie Zuniga. I met Eddie.
Ernie.
Ernie, whatever his name is.
I'm sorry, Ernie.
That Zuniga guy. I
Ernie
met him like a
Zuniga.
long time ago at Northwest Vista. But so tell us a little bit about Joseph's food truck.
Yeah, so Joseph started his food truck about 4 months ago. Reluctantly, we met at a little pop-up location. I wasn't even going to go to this location, like, at all. I was like, I'm not going to go. It's too hot. I don't want to deal with the people there. And my wife's like, we should just go. We ended up going, spoke to Joseph, had some of their food. It was amazing. And then, like, later on down the road, we just kind of connected. And, you know, ever since then, I've been their operations manager / marketer. And I've helped them get deals with, like, Texas Blood and Tissue. We got a gig at HTO. We've been doing a lot of really great things with their company. And it's amazing. Him and Tyson are amazing guys. Not only have I invested my time in them, but they've invested into Chancla Academy as well. So if you haven't had Alamo Melts, head on out to Cucuy Fest for day 1 and day 2. I promise you, you won't regret it. You cannot say no to brisket grilled cheese sandwiches.
So is it mostly like grilled cheese sandwiches, or
yeah,
is
so we
it
keep
like...
our menu is really simple. So you either get asada or brisket grilled cheese. You can get loaded mac and cheese with either meat, and then loaded fries. And then we have something called sucia cheese sticks, which is hot Cheeto cheese sticks.
Wow.
Of course it is.
It's for all them hot Cheeto sucias out there.
Cool. And what's kind of like the price range for that? So,
So right now, you can get a sandwich for about $13 right now. Brisket's really expensive nowadays, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can get brisket for about $13. It's a really big, hefty, hearty sandwich. I promise you, you'll get full. We have people who can't even finish our small portions of the loaded fries or the loaded mac and cheese. It's pretty heavy. And those are about $10. So
what's all in the loaded fries? Because I really love loaded fries.
Oh yeah, so you got waffle fries. We got our Tyson special cheese sauce, and then you got the meat, and then some more cheese sauce and some pico de gallo. Oh, it's amazing. It's super, super amazing. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We're very, very simple with the menus. It's not complicated. You know, you either like cheese or you don't.
I mean, being that you're like Mr. TikTok, I'm surprised that you haven't like thrown some corn in there. Just.
Oh god. Let's no corn. Oh,
I feel like that's a TikTok that I need to see you do is, you know, being somewhere with some elotes.
Some elote? Oh, God.
Letting it dribble down your
It's got the
face. And it's
juice.
got the
I
juice.
will not eat it out of a cup.
Little thirst trap elotes.
No. Please, I've had people like invite me to their stores to go try their elotes, and I'm like, if it's in a cup, I'm not gonna have it. Like, I can't do it. I don't know. It just tastes like cream of corn to me. Like, it's gross. I don't know. The consistency is horrible, but sorry.
So so what's going on the second day?
So second day is pretty much, you know, everything that's happening on the first day is just much on a grander scale. But this time we're gonna be having a live band there that day, which they're good buddies of mine called The Heroine. And they sing like alternative punk rock. It's really, really good. They got a really good 40-minute set lined up. And if everybody likes that, I mean, this is going to lead into something much bigger. Chancla Academy Festival is something that you guys know that I've had my heart on the set for a long time. And if everything works out with that, this will be them and another band will be the first of many that we will have lined up for Chancla Academy Festival, possibly at Techport Center. So
nice.
That'd be
really
cool.
cool. Yeah.
So I know that on your TikToks you talk a lot about Mexican culture, and you know you kind of do some skits about that to kind of poke fun sometimes and stuff like that. For this Cucuy Fest, because it's Kukui, did you look for vendors specifically that had some of that type of influence, or this time around is it just kind of like a mix of whoever was willing to kind of come out? What kind of were you looking for Cucuy Fest?
Yeah, well, I mean, initially I wanted people to come out with a bunch of spooky stuff, right? But I saw this as an opportunity for a lot of these small businesses on both the west and south side to kind of come out and shine. And, you know, that's the whole goal at the end of the day. One of the things that we're going to be doing throughout the weekend is we're going to be donating up to $500 to one of the vendors there to show appreciation for them, and hopefully they'll continue to grow their small business in some way. Hopefully the money will help them out. And if Cucuy Fest is successful, this is something that we'll do annually. We'll raise money for them, pick 4 vendors, and throw them some cash so that they can continue their business. I think it's really important that Latinos small businesses grow in the area. We want to highlight that. We want everybody to see what we're made of and that we can go out there and we're entrepreneurs as well. And we want people to respect that about both the West and South Side. So, yeah.
So some of the proceeds are going to go to a really cool thing that you're doing yourself. So
Yes.
Can you fill us in on what's going on with that?
So for a little over a year now, I've been working on a children's book called Ariel, Ramona, and the Magical Chancla. And it's all about pretty much walking a mile in somebody's shoes. And Abuela takes Ariel on this magical journey where she uses the chancla as this very mystique, magical item. One of the stories that we have in there is when Abuela's trying to cross the Rio Grande with her family to get over to the United States, it turns into a big boat. And they're able to cross over. So we want to, we understand that people see the chancla in a negative light a lot of the times, but we also want to emphasize that there's a positive twist to it,
Mm-hmm.
Like my grandfather says, you can tell a lot about a man by the kind of shoes that he wears. Why can't we do the same thing with a lot of the Latina women that have raised us,
Yeah.
My grandmother worked very, very hard. She stood on her feet all day, and I always remember her pudgy little toes inside her chanclas, and I wanted to do something to honor her. So that book is going to come out soon, hopefully. It will be bilingual as well, so that we can break the language barrier inside like the home, and everybody gets to enjoy it and read it together.
I love that so much. I hope that comes to fruition. I'll be there, like, rooting for you and supporting you. And, like, as a teacher, I love that kind of stuff. So, and even with my middle school kids, I still read picture books to them because oftentimes it's nice just to get those images and just to see what the other person's imagining in the story, and just to get a nice, simple story that you enjoy so that kids can get back to just enjoying reading and enjoying that storytelling aspect of it. And it doesn't have to be geared towards a test or anything else. It's just a nice story. And it's nice to showcase the culture, because there is still a big culture divide here in San Antonio and in a lot of cities where they're still very segregated and segmented. And so I know that where I teach right now, it's like a higher income area, and they don't know much about the culture. And I come from the West Side and like went to school at John Jay and everything. So I try to kind of explain to them how different people grow up, because you only understand your little micro
your
cosm
bubble
of of where it is. So I'm glad that you're really doing that. Who did you get to do the art for that?
So I don't know the name of the artist, but I am working with Susana Yara Martinez, who is the co-author of the book. She wrote 2 books for the Walt Disney Company for Encanto, and those are also bilingual books as well. I signed a contract with Snow Fountain Press, which is a Latino publishing company. And this isn't going to be the first or the last book. We have many more ideas coming up, but we're hoping that people fall in love with this book and see where we go from there. But to kind of just piggyback off of what you were saying, I mean, you're right. I think right now what we're trying to do, and again with Cucuy Fest and everything else that we do, we hope that I want Cucuy Fest to be that event that everybody comes to for both sides of these towns and these neighborhoods, to really appreciate the cultura and the people that are in the area. We don't want to see gentrification, and sometimes those are things that we can't stop. But if we all band together and show the rest of the city that this is the heart and soul of San Antonio, which it is, we hope that people will come and respect it and want to preserve it as much as possible.
Yeah. Well, like me, I grew up on the south side, over off of Zarzamora.
Oh,
and
Zarzamora boy.
I'm still here on the west side. I moved over to the west side with Colleen, and I just like the area.
Oh yeah. Can't get away from
and
the
it's
food
close,
either.
and we even travel to the south side and all over the west side, eating everywhere, because a lot of people just kind of like stick in their one little pod area.
We've always got to go to the south side and go to Wizards to get. See, he knows. Like that's where you've got to go to get your snow cones and everything. Is like you got to go over there and. But we tried a really cute little restaurant over there the other day, which it's weird. It's like this old cafe that we used to have in San Antonio, that was called the Maverick, and they serve Chinese food and Mexican food.
Did you go to Three Amigos?
No, we went to
La Chinita.
La Chinita.
Why does that sound familiar to me?
It's
I'm gonna
on
have to check it out.
Avalon and
Avondale.
Avondale. That's right, Avondale.
I guess that's my next video then.
It's
Yeah.
right. It's right by Wizards.
It's like
Not far.
right by Wizards.
Ah,
yeah.
okay.
So
I'm definitely gonna check it out now.
it's really good though.
And
Yeah.
then last night we did Oscars.
Oh well, we always go to Oscars.
We always go to Oscars.
That's off of Zamora. So yeah.
That
I don't know.
sounds so good.
We love San Antonio, so and that's one of the things I like about like watching your videos and getting you on the show and stuff is because you love San Antonio too.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see how much you love it and
Because
that-
it your TikTok is more than just yourself.
Right.
You're kind of like showcasing San Antonio
Yeah.
and showcasing the West Side and the South Side.
Yeah.
Which some people have kind of done, but it seems like a lot of people are just in it for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, there are people out there, unfortunately, who like to use these sides of town for clout purposes, or they like to say that, you know, they're for their people. But, you know, there really isn't anything there. It's very, very empty when I hear these words from certain people. We forget that there are people that exist in these areas. The stories, the food, the culture, everything that's made it what it is. All of us had our grandparents live there, or family members, or whatever. And sorry, I get emotional when I talk about it, but it
okay.
breaks my heart to see that people don't really appreciate it the way they say they do. And I grew up there. I mean, I lived all over the place. I grew up poor, and I've experienced every single part of town that is in San Antonio. The east side, the north side,
Yeah.
the west side, but the west and south side are my home. And when you meet the people there and you get to experience them wholeheartedly, they're not bad people. They're not, they're not these crazy psychotic thieves that are going to jack your car, or they're in gangs or anything like that. People just judge immediately, when there are a lot of amazing people out there. Even the homeless people that are out there, and that's unfortunate, but they're out there hustling. They're doing what they can to make ends meet for themselves. They're always doing something. They're doing their work. And yes, there are some people that are just some bad apples in the area, but that shouldn't dictate the cultura that's there, you know? I really honestly feel that the west and south side are what makes San Antonio. I love San Antonio, but when people ask me where am I from, I say I'm from the west side. They're like, west side where? I'm just like, I'm from the west side.
yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
it. If you're from San Antonio, then you should know exactly what that means. But, you know,
Well, and there's just a
but the west
friendliness,
side is
right?
expensive.
Yeah.
It really is expensive.
that's the far
that
west
includes.
side. All of a sudden we got Alamo Ranch. How do y'all can't sit here? You don't even go here.
You don't go here.
Go here.
Look, I lived in Rainbow Hills, okay? So that's on the west side. It's like that.
Everybody always asks me, they're like, where does the west side begin and end? I'm all like, once you get past that 410 or whatever it is, before you get to medical center, it's like, that's where it ends. You're on the north side. Don't,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, you gotta be inside the
Like if you're past Holmes High School, forget about it.
Yeah.
But I think there's a friendliness on those two sides of town. And I think that a lot of it does come from the Mexican culture.
Right.
My mother-in-law, our lovely mother-in-law who left us, and it was her birthday this week, or it would have been her birthday. She made me an honorary Mexican, so I get to be Mexican now.
You are an honorary
Thank you.
Mexican.
And I love the culture. It was funny because I took, I love Day of the Dead, which is totally not Halloween, but I wanted to wear my Day of the Dead stuff anyway, and it's not Kukui or anything. It's a totally different thing that we've explained before, but I have a lot of the Barbies and stuff.
Yeah.
That have the Day of the Dead, and I have the Frida Kahlo Barbie, and I have books and stuff like that. So it's been Hispanic Heritage Month. And so I took my stuff to school, and we put it all up in the library so that the kids could see it. And then there was a mom who had a Cricut machine, and she made some papel picado that talk about the library and libros and Frida and our school and stuff. So we did things up really nice. And so it was just nice to have that, because a lot of the kids started asking questions because we had those things in there, and so they wanted to know more about the culture and read more. So it's nice. But I was telling my friends today, like when I was growing up, I never wanted to be white. because I felt like white people were boring. Like, you know, I'm Irish. Like, what do I have? We drink a lot. Like, I don't know. Well, so do Mexicans.
Maybe you got a little Mexican in you.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I can definitely empathize with what you're saying because my wife also is white and she really loves Day of the Dead. She loves Coco, the Disney animated film. I swear to God, my room looks like a Los Palapas. Like, all we need is a waiter, and we're like good to go. But she has such a love for the Latino culture, which is crazy, like way more than I do. You know, I get it because I'm just like, okay, you know. But her, it's just, it's crazy. But I love that she appreciates it so much. You know,
but we go into it as we were ingrained with it from birth.
Yeah.
And we were ingrained with familia.
Yeah.
And,
that's why when people get mad at me, they're like, I'll be like, I hate tacos. They're like, how do you hate tacos? I'm like, bro, I've been having tacos since I came out of my mom's, you know, womb, dude, man. That was the first taco I had. Anyways, they won't get that.
My students need to scrub past that part.
Yeah. They won't get it.
That was the thing too. Is like when Colleen
Shut up! Don't tell this story on me. Don't tell me. Okay.
Tell me.
No, okay, you got to tell the story. Go ahead.
So
this is terrible.
She would ask me, "Oh, so like, I want to make you like one of your favorite like dishes." Like she was thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna make you some like tacos or burritos or enchiladas or something like that. What do you want?" And I'm like, "Can you make meatloaf?" Meatloaf? Why do you want meatloaf?
I told him, I was like, that's white people food. Do you eat that?
I love white people food, man.
I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know.
Give me a good roast beef.
Yes, that's what he likes. He likes that stuff.
It's because we've never had it. That's why.
And then some of the things too is just we kind of like we'll take the roast beef and then we'll stick it in a tortilla and then eat that too. So
the one time I asked my grandmother for meatloaf, she literally gave me a hamburger patty, threw some ketchup on it. She was like, "Ahí está. There's your meatloaf right there.
There's your meatloaf. Take it.
Take it." Yeah, I never get away with what I wanted. So.
So earlier you were talking about at Cucuy Fest, you are going to have an award for Latina of the Year.
Yes. So this
can you
is.
tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So this is going to be the first award that we're giving out. We kind of want to see the reception of it, but I'm giving it to Mady Gomez because Mady Gomez was one of the first people in terms of like media to come out and really show her appreciation for what we're doing, and because she gave me my first big break out into for a wider audience. I wanted to do something to show my appreciation for her, and I wanted to name her Latina of the Year. And not only that, we got to know Mady. She's a news anchor on Fox 29. She's an amazing, beautiful woman, and she's done so much for herself as a Latina. She's told me about her struggles and where she got to, and you know, I think she's very deserving of it. I know probably a lot of people are gonna be like, well, there are a lot of other people that you could have picked, but I think with Mady, she deserves it, and she needs to. We need to show our appreciation for the women in our community, especially.
I think a lot can be said for people that do things in the community, but that do they go through and give people shots like she does?
Yeah.
And I don't think there are many out there that do that.
No, unfortunately, we live especially here in San Antonio, we live in a world where you have to know somebody. Mm-hmm. And Mady had been following me for quite some time, even before then, and she reached out to me and let me know that she loved what I was doing and she wanted to give me a voice. And like you said, not very many people get a shot like that. And
right.
You know, it was an amazing opportunity and everything. I've been extremely blessed after that, and seeing all the love and support that we've been getting from everybody. And so I want to return the favor.
Very nice. And that's going to be presented on the first day or the second
Yes,
day?
It'll be presented on the first day at 1 p.m. is when we're doing that.
Cool.
And then right after that is the costume contest.
Very nice.
Yeah.
What can people expect for the costume contest? Is it for all ages? Is it just for kids? Is it
my question?
Oh, sorry.
So one will be specifically for adults and one will be specifically for children. We had a friend of mine. Her name is Jen. Shout out to Jen. She made some goodie baskets for the adults and for the children. And then we have a couple of gift cards that we're going to be giving away. One's to Carolina's Antiques. And then day 2, I think we're giving away a $50 gift card to Whataburger or something like that.
So we put together some prizes for you too for the kids costume contest. So there's
Oh,
3 baskets for like a
nice.
first, second, and third place if you want to give those out.
Yeah.
So it's geeky stuff. One of them is like horror stuff. So maybe if it's an older kid, I don't know. I'm kid sensitive. I know some grown-ups like let their kids watch whatever. So it's got like Walking Dead stuff and
Yeah, have you
aliens
met
and
Ariel?
Terminator. And stuff. I've seen some of Ariel's things on TikTok. She is hilarious. But that, you know, I never know what parents want to do with their kids. So we've got a Star Wars one, obviously. And then we have a Ninja Turtle one. Obviously, it's all Donatello, sorry. And then we have one that's kind of like scary, like
Oh man,
Halloween-y
thank
type
you
stuff.
so much.
Yeah, sure, no
that'd be
problem.
great. Yeah, now we'll have like a first and second prize kind of giveaway.
Yeah, so I was hoping that y'all could have some prizes to give, especially for the kids in the neighborhood to come out and stuff.
Of course, yeah.
It's funny because we were talking about this the other day, and tell me if you've experienced this. So back in the day, before COVID, and really more like in the 90s and stuff, people from like the south side and the west side and stuff would get in the trucks and drive to the nicer parts of town where you were going to get the good candy.
The big old
The
candy
big old
bars.
full
full
bars
candy
of
bars.
candy.
And actually, even here in this neighborhood, like this was like what we considered the richer neighborhood on the west side compared to us, like in, you know, Valley High and Rainbow Hills and Adams Hill and stuff like that. So we would get in friends like would carry us over to this neighborhood too. So which is one of the reasons why when Vincent and I were like in our early 20s, I wanted to move here because this is where I thought rich people lived.
Oh my God. My mom used to take us over to the Castle Hills area, and there was like a cul-de-sac that, I mean, they had like the best decorated houses, best candy. But the neighborhood, what they would do is they would have 5 golden eggs, and they would just randomly put these in your bag. You didn't never know like what was in the egg. And the one time that I got the golden egg, I won a whole $20.
Wow.
So I was just so happy. Everybody else either got like something really cool or a gift card or something.
Because
somewhere.
I would go out to like Thousand Oaks area because my my aunt her husband was a doctor, so they lived out there. So we would go over there. They would give money, full bar candies. Not the little itty bitty ones, not the fun size, but full size candy bars.
Yeah.
My parents were Christians.
You
so
get
we didn't
money.
get to do any of that.
People will give you money.
That was the best.
Yeah.
Oh, the few times I got to go trick-or-treating a few times. Are you old enough to have been able to go in the time where you would go to some of the houses and the older ladies would have like little cups of cider for you, or like candy apples or popcorn balls or whatever? I don't know if you're old enough to.
But the best part was going into like the suburbs, because somebody was always making hot dogs or hamburgers, and the parents would come up and they're like, "Do you want a dog? Do you want a Frank?" And I'm all like, "Yes, it's hot. I'm hungry." This last Halloween, I was offered some beer, some hamburgers, chips. Like we literally walked away with plates, and I was like, "Why aren't we doing this on the west side?" Like. Somebody's got to get food stamps over there. Come on.
Well, I think we wanted, like, I think people wanted to get back to that, but COVID has kind of put a wrench in kind of the way we felt about
because I don't know how it's
it.
going to be this year, because last year hardly anybody came to the house.
I mean, we used to get, I don't know, like 200 kids, right, or something. We used to get so many kids, and I think last year we got, I don't know, maybe 30 kids or something. If that. Which was great for my students, because then I took all the candy to school. And I was like, "Oh, good, you're doing your work. Here, have some candy." "Oh, good, you cleaned up my room. Have some candy."
This year will be good. I think this year is going to be a much bigger turnout. More people are coming out, but we'll see.
Yeah.
If people have any concerns, like, do you kind of have the vendors spaced far apart? Have y'all done anything to kind of think about some of those COVID concerns, or because it's an outdoor thing?
Yeah, it's an outdoor thing. I think for a lot of us, you know, we're ready to get back into, you know, living our lives again.
Yeah, people have been waiting for that for like years.
And
now.
I could have swore I heard on the news they said COVID was over, but you know, no, I mean we want people to come out and have fun, and if you feel unsafe, you know, you're more than welcome to wear a mask or whatever you need to do to protect yourself. We completely understand that. But the event's for everybody, and so, but we don't want you to come out. Don't be afraid to come out. You know, at least bring your kids by something. We understand that the world's changed a lot over the last 2 years, but, you know, we want you to get back out there.
Are there any restrictions for like costumes or anything like that there?
God, no. I want to see it all.
Nice.
No, we're hoping. I had a couple parents ask me, they're like, "How scary are the costumes going to be?" I'm like, it's a costume contest. Like,
Mhm.
you
Like
know,
it could be anything.
it could
yeah.
be anything. Got but I've seen kids love Halloween so much. With the last couple monster cons that I've been to that have happened, I mean, there's some crazy stuff out there, and you know, people are ready. People are
Yeah.
ready to get back out there and have some scary fun.
I'm ready for it.
I'm ready for
Yeah.
it too.
I saw, I think it was on TikTok actually. I saw a video of a little one, and she was really little, like maybe 2, and she was at some kind of monster con like that, and she was just going up and like hugging like Freddie and Jason because she doesn't know, right?
Yeah.
They don't know, and so I think if people are just mindful of that, and if they're little and you're not trying to like scare them overtly, like scare the bigger kids, but
Right.
if you're just not trying to scare them, just let them come up and see your costume, and especially if you worked on it and or paid a lot of money for it, you would think that you want people.
Yeah, for us, Ariel loves the horror, but she loves. I think she's gonna be really creative as she gets older because she really likes the way masks feel and stuff. Like she's much like her older brother. She appreciates the art of what it for like what a mask takes to be made, and I mean, she loves it. Like,
Are you gonna dress up, or you're just gonna?
I don't know. I mean, I think Abuela's gonna be there. She said she was gonna show up, but we'll see. She's been saying she's gonna come out, and I haven't seen her in a while. You know, the last time I saw her was what? She got mad at me about something. I don't know what her problem was. We'll see. I think she's gonna host the costume contest.
Is she?
Nice.
Nice.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
I should be scared because I am. I hope-
Are there any vendors that you want to feature?
Yeah. So, oh my God, I'm so bad with names. Y'all, everybody should know that by now.
You and me both, Joe. It's fine.
Eterno, Estilo Eterno, or something like that. I think their name is. Oh my God, I butchered it. I know it. They're going to be out there. I'm also going to be taking part of their Barrio Muerto Fest. It's coming up November 5th. We have Que Bonita Craft. Angel's an amazing person. She's part of Pura Platica, which is a talk show that we have for Chancla Academy. And there's going to be a lot of great vendors out there. And then, of course, Alamo Melts and myself. We're going to be selling our t-shirts, our Chancla Academy t-shirts out there. Shirts are $40, but again, a portion of those, the profits is going to go towards, again, a vendor, to our children's book, and some other stuff. So we're really hoping that people will come and show their appreciation for all of the vendors that are going to be out there over the next 2 days. So
Very nice.
After you do this Cucuy Fest and sell your T-shirts and stuff, are you thinking of doing any kind of crowdfunding, Kickstarter, or any type of thing like that for the book, or?
right now, I have a couple of people that have showed extreme interest in investing. So I may not have to do that.
Oh, great.
We're still very much also working on our short film project for the West Side. So that's something that we're going to be looking into for crowdfunding. But right after Cucuy Fest, we got Cosas en la Noche that we're working on. It's a Spanish version of Goosebumps, I guess you can say.
Oh,
And
cool.
we're going to be working on that, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be scary.
So are we gonna see like La Llorona and?
Yeah, we're going to be working on La Llorona, Donkey Lady. The first one is Kukui. It's kind of tied into its own little universe and stuff. We're trying to do our best. We've already I wrote the script for El Kukui already. It's been done. But I think people are going to be really, really surprised at our take with the Kukui. So
Cool.
it's going to be fun.
Very nice. Awesome. So, what are your plans? You said you were going to have plans for this every year.
Right.
How are you going to expand upon your ideas for
So,
this?
I mean, we really, really want to keep it in the heart of both the West and South Side. So, next year we will be returning to Jefferson's Bodega and to La Esquina Food Truck Park. We will be returning there. I think that'll be the home for right now. If it gets any bigger than what it is, then, we'll look at other options. But that's just kind of where we want it to be. We want to keep it in the same place every single year. The only other event that I got coming up that we're working on that's going to be huge that I know of is we are working on cruising military pop-up.
Yeah.
And we're wanting to take up a whole block of military where we'll have vendors out there and then have people like actually cruising military, but visiting these vendors and stuff. But it's going to take it's going to be a long process, but 2023 is a for sure thing for that.
That'd be nice. And then you have like a little lowrider show too there.
Yeah.
Too.
We
That'd be
want to, I
cool.
think we want to try to end it at Pika Pika is where we want to end it at, because a lot of people said that that's where they
I
used to
still
start
have
drag
yet
races. Yeah.
to go to Pika Pika.
Oh my God, you gotta go.
Yeah, never.
You gotta
been.
see all the little viejitos dancing to their Tejano music. There's always that one single lady, cause she still got it and everything with the arch eyebrows y todo. They got it out there. But it's a really nice place. You should check it out.
Very cool, very cool. So again, where are the two places at? What time?
So tomorrow is day one for Cucuy Fest at Jefferson's Bodega. That is 1005 Donaldson Avenue. That'll be from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then day two is going to take place at 1120 Gillette, La Esquina Food Truck Park. And that takes place from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. We're going to get everybody right out of church.
Very nice.
Get over there.
Get over here.
Jesus, who come over here?
Well, Joe, I appreciate you coming by and telling us about it. Can't wait. I'm going to go check it out tomorrow.
Yes.
And see what's going on. And hopefully we'll have a lot of fun. I'm sure we'll have a lot of fun. I'll probably spend a ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
we always do.
Thanks for checking us out. If you haven't subscribed to us, click on that subscribe button and click on the notification bell so the next time we go live, you'll know. But thanks for checking us out. I'm Vince.
That's Joe, and I'm Colleen.
Geek out, SA.